So, Smartphone Inc. We are smartphone manufacturers back in the year 2000 or so, before smartphones became cool, right? Before they hit the scene. We're trying to be the first Steve Jobs out in this world. So here we've got the board in front of us. This is the entire globe. Each one of these are different marketplaces that we're going to be able to sell our phones in. But we all start with one headquarters. So we have these little offices in our little trays here. These guys are going to start on the matching color space. So yellow, you start here in India. Green is here in North Africa. Red, you're up here in Russia. And you start over there, right? So these are where you're going to start. So yeah, these little building guys. These are where we're going to start being able to sell your phones, but throughout the game, you're going to spread out all over the map. We also start with one of our offices on the number 5 spot over there in that big red column. That's the price of our phones. Price is kind of the most important thing in this game. Money is victory points. It's everything we care about. It's all we care about is selling phones to get cash. We start with a value of 5 for all of our phones that we're going to sell, but we can fluctuate that throughout the game, and it's always going to reset back to 5, so you can make new decisions as we go. We're also going to start for setup here with one of our offices on the victory track over there. You notice we all start with a slight, very minor difference in victory points. This is kind of balanced with where we are starting on the map and everything, but it also helps us set turn order early on in the game. Smartphone is played over 5 rounds. That's not a lot of time to make mistakes. We're going to play a dummy round first just to get the basics, and then we're going to kind of reset so you guys can actually play strategically. But I'm going to guide you through this first round. Basically, 5 rounds is really tight, and as we play through, you're going to feel like, man, you really have to make the most of every turn. Each of these rounds, we're going to go through 8 phases simultaneously. And we're going to do those right now kind of together just to kind of walk through the whole thing. The first phase of the game is the planning system. This is kind of the main mechanic in this game, and it's the most important piece of it here. You guys each have 2 pads in front of you. These are identical for every player, but they are different front and back. Behind your little screen here, you guys are going to arrange these pads such that some of the cells are overlapping. There are 6 cells per pad. Doesn't matter if there's a symbol in that cell, it still counts. You've got to put them such that anywhere from 1 to 4 cells are overlapping on these pads. And you can do that in any crazy permutation you want. For this first one, we're not going to know what all the symbols do until we go through the steps. So let's just kind of set them a little arbitrarily. I'm going to give you one guide here, which is that you should make it so that at least one of these minus money signs is showing. Just for this first round, and again, we're going to reset, so don't stress too much about the strategy here. Behind the little screen, though, no one knows what's going on, so don't stress about it quite yet. So when everyone's ready, we're like, 1, 2, 3, reveal. We show everyone what we got. So we have now just effectively planned what our moves are going to be for the rest of this round here. So we did planning. Now we're in price setting. For every one of those little -1 red money signs you have, your value of your phones is going to go down for this round, and then next round it's going to reset. And for the +1 red guys, which looks like you've just got 1 there, sir, your value is going to go up for that round. So you actually stayed neutral. You went up and down and stayed at 5. Blue player, you went down to 4. You, sir, red player, went down to 3. Yellow went down to 3. And I went down to 3 as well. So it's neither good nor bad necessarily to be at either end of the spectrum. There are advantages and disadvantages to having expensive phones or cheap phones. You can either be the Walmart of the world who's mass producing and getting out to everyone, or you can be the Apple who's got really expensive high-tech type phones. So what this has done, most importantly for us right now, is also set turn order. We're going to use that little victory point track to sort of level us out here. So first is actually going to go, for this round, it's going to go black, then yellow, then red. And then it's going to go blue and then green for the rest of the rounds in this phase. So we've set price, which is setting turn order and the value of our phones. Now we're in the produce phase. Anytime you see one of these little crate symbols, it's referring to one phone. Those are the cubes in your little tray here. For every crate symbol you've got showing on your pad, even if it's got the -1 symbol here, you're going to get 1 cube. And now you can do a cute little right swipe to push them into this tray, or if it's easier for you, you can just put them off to the side. So you're going to get 1 phone for each of these crates you've got showing, but you're also going to get a phone for every cell you have overlapped on your pad. They're basically saying, I'm dedicating my factory this round, this age, to producing more phones. So if I had done this, for example, I'd be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 phones that round. In this case, I did this, so I'm actually getting 1, 2, 3, 4 phones this round. You're getting 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you've got a 4 cell overlap there. You're also getting 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and you started getting 3 for this round. So these are the phones we're going to have to sell for the rest of this round. And at the end, any phones you don't sell are wasted. So you're really encouraged to do as much as you can in a single round. We've produced our phones. Now we're going to do a factory upgrade. Everybody who's got this little factory symbol showing is going to get to pick one of these upgrades from this side. If you don't have it showing, you're going to get a little consolation prize, which is honestly almost just as good. We'll talk about that more in a minute here. So we're going to go around in turn order, so it's actually going to start black, and then yellow, then red, then blue, then green are going to get to pick from here. Let's not worry too much about them because we don't know exactly what they do yet, so I'm just going to pick one that feels good to me. Perfect. And these are going to refresh every round, so we'll be getting tons of these throughout the game. So we've got some upgrades for our factories. Now we're going to get some technologies. For every purple of these gear symbols you've got showing in front of you here, you're going to take these progress tokens, which are these little staircases. And you're going to be, so I've got 2 for this round, you've got 2, you've got 2, you've got 2, you've got 2, oh, you've got 1, sir. So you're going to be able to allocate these progress tokens to the various technologies down here. And basically, you can spread them out, you can put them all at 1, but you're saying, I'm working towards earning this technology. The number in the white circles here is the goal number. That's the total number over multiple rounds of these progress tokens it takes to learn that new technology, to invent that for all your phones, basically. So we're going to go around and I'm going to say for this game, I'm going to start working towards having games on my phone. When eventually this gets to 4 total here, I'm going to replace these with an office. And I'm going to say now for the rest of the game, my phones have games on them. This does 2 things for me. Actually, since I'm the first one, it's going to do 3 things for me. The first person to get an office here takes the patent. I'm saying I invented having games on phones. That's going to give me a minor boost in victory points at the end of the game. But because I invented phones, you guys can now basically rip me off and copy my technology. And you can get the same technology for 1 cheaper in subsequent rounds here. So if I was the first person to get this, I would take this technology. I also now have this passive bonus for the rest of the game. In this case, it's saying that the other upgrades are 1 cheaper for me to get, but they all have funky little upgrades that they give you. And this is a variable setup, so there's a bunch of different things we could have here going on. The most important piece about technology, though, is it opens up new customers for me to sell to. These are the regions that we're in. I'm here. This row down here are the customers that are in that region. The guys with these red squares, they only care about price. They're only interested in how much phones cost. They're willing to spend up to this amount of money to buy phones from you. These purple guys, they don't give a crap about price. They've got tons of money. They'll buy any phone you've got as long as you've got the right technology to give it to them. So in this case, games on my phone doesn't actually help me sell to any of these guys. It is giving me a passive upgrade, but it's not letting me sell to any new customers in my region. Eventually, if I move to new areas, it would do that. So we're going around here. I just have my 2. And then yellow gets to place. Perfect. Excellent. And so if at any point, if 3 of 1 color reach this, is when it pops. So we've started working towards some new technologies. Now we're going to do freight. Freight works exactly the same way, except we're looking for these blue trucks here. So for every blue truck you have, you're going to get those same progress tokens, those same staircases. And now you're allocating them towards spreading out and getting new offices in the world. So you start from where your home office is, and you're going to follow these black lines to the new territories you want to go. The number in the truck is the goal number, just like these white boxes down here, these white circles. These truck numbers are what it takes total in progress points to set up a new office somewhere else. So I'm saying I'm going to work towards setting up an office in India. On another turn, if I eventually get a 3rd staircase there, I'm going to replace them because I've met the goal, and I'm going to set up a new office in India. Now, when it comes time to cell phones, I can sell in Australia and India. But you and I will be competing for these customers. So we'll go around again. I'm starting off with the turn order here, so I'm going to move towards India. And note also you can follow these lines on across the other side, and the globe wraps around here. So you got there. You've met the goal. So you're going to replace these. Nice. So yes, you're going to replace those and set up an office in that region. And that means now when it comes time to sell, right now. And same for you, sir. So we've done the freight. Now it's time to actually sell our phones. You can only sell in the regions where you have offices. and you only have the phones that you produced that round to sell. So we're going to go around. I am first player here, so I'm going to sell my phones first. This guy is willing to pay up to $4 for a phone. My phones cost $3. He'll happily buy a phone from me. Same with this guy. He's willing to pay up to $6. My phones cost $3. He's got the money for it. He'll buy a phone from me. Now we're looking at the tech. I don't have any of the tech these guys want, so they're not going to buy phones from me. I don't have another office, so this extra phone I made this round is wasted. Can't sell it. It goes away. So now yellow. You have offices here and here. Your phones also cost $3. Sure, yeah, they'll buy. Definitely. They'll buy, and he'll buy. So you were able to sell all your phones this round, which is great. Perfect, exactly. And so you can think of the red number as their budget. Like, he doesn't have the cash to buy your phone, exactly. And then green. And so you'll notice you guys were competing for sale here because he went first. He sold to the customers. Yeah, actually, this guy only has $3, so he won't buy your $5 phone. So because he kind of underbid you in this region, he kind of screwed you over and sold out to these guys. So we've sold our phones. Now let's actually collect the points for selling them. So you're going to add up the total number of phones you sold. The customer's not giving you the amount of money he had in his pocket. He's only going to give you the price of your phone. So even though this guy had $4, he's only paying me $3 for it. So I sold 2 phones at the cost of $3. So I'm going to get 6 victory points up on that little chart. Black, sir. And now yellow, you sold 4 phones at 3, so you're getting 12 victory points, which is pretty good. Shooting up. And red, you sold 4 phones at 3 like a champion, so another 12 for you, so you're at 19. And blue sold 3 at 4, so that's 12 for blue. And green, you're only able to sell 1 at 5 this round. But again, don't worry, we're going to do a hard reset, and you guys are going to be able to take over from there. Okay, so one other piece of this is we're going to get bonuses based on who sold the most in each region. The number up here next to your office is indicating what the bonus is for selling the most in that region. Over here, because you guys increased the competition, you're both in this area selling phones, you've now raised the stakes here. So whoever sells the most in this region is going to get these 3 points. Let's say eventually I was able to put an office here. Now whoever sells the most phones in this region, because competition is stiff, is going to get 5 victory points. And whoever is in second place for selling phones in that region will get 2 victory points. So we're going around. I sold the most here, so I'm getting an extra 2. Yellow, you sold the most here and here, so you're getting 3. Green, you sold the most here, you're getting 2. Red, you sold the most here and there, you're getting 3. And blue, you sold the most here and here, so you're actually getting 4, because we raised the stakes on it. So we've gotten those points. That was one whole round. Now we're going to do cleanup. All the phones you sold or didn't sell, go back to your bank. All of these refresh, including the ones that are on there, come off, so we get a whole new list. And we'll explain these in 1 second. Our price resets to 5, so we've neutralized. Yeah, we'll get to totally redo turnip. So our victory points stay the same. It's this that resets to 5.
Right, so if green is here, black is here.
We'll actually totally change the turn order again next round when we alter our price. Yeah, exactly. Put everyone back to 5, and then your pads reset. So you guys know almost every mechanic in the game. There's one last little piece I'm going to show you, which is how these upgrade tokens work. You guys each start with 1 that's unique to your color, right, that you could have used on round 1. We just haven't covered it yet. So you've got 1 that's unique to your color, and then you're going to get more throughout the game. These go on your pad, so after you arrange however you want them to be, you can use them to overlap cells. They have to be overlapping both cells, although there is one upgrade that happens to let you hang one off, which I think is very fun. But you can get some crazy combinations with these. It can go across pads. You can use up to 2 per round. You can overlap them. You can do whatever you want with these guys. The important piece to remember is that they're not actually covering up cells the way that these are, right? When you cover up cells, you're getting extra phones for that round based on what you cover up. These are actually changing what the cells are. You think of them at the same layer as the pads. So instead of this being those 2, it's now these. I'm not actually covering it. I'm changing them. If you don't choose to use these in a round, and you're just like, all right, I got everything I need, I don't want these, you're going to get 1 extra phone production just for having that off to the side. They don't go on your pads. So like that one, sir, just for having that, you're going to get an extra phone every round. So I think probably most fair is that we do a hard reset, and then you guys are able to kind of play the game fresh now that you know the basic deal. Last thing I'll cover is how these, yeah, we'll take that back as well, how some of these upgrades work. So this one, basically says that all of your -1 production spaces count for double. That's the Walmart power. That's I want to be mass production and cheap and undersell everywhere. This one has a little indicator showing you what phase it gets used in, which is the blue phase 6 here is going to say, at the end of your turn where you're putting out your little tokens to move to a new area, you get to duplicate an office somewhere that you already have an office. Specifically, it lets you have a second office in a place. Doesn't let you go up to 3rd or 4th, whatever. It lets you have a second office somewhere. And what that does, 2 things. It increases the total payout for selling the most in that region, but it also limits the number of spaces available. So if I've done this, there's only enough room for 2 of you to come into this region, and I can kind of lock people out of it. This reduces the cost of all the other ones. This gives you extra movement for having expensive phones. For every piece that you go up in price, you're also going to pretend it counts as a truck once you've got this upgrade. This one is funky. It lets you sell 3 phones to the black market. So basically, when you got undercut here and you couldn't sell your phones, if you had this upgrade, you could be like, at least I can sell 3 over here. And this. It costs a 5 total for you to get this upgrade in terms of progress. Exactly. You're selling it at whatever price you set. So that's a great, if you go up really expensive and you can't sell your phones, that's a good way to unload some phones. And then this one is the funky one that lets you have 1 upgrade hanging off the pad. That one done. And they also, if you're the first person to get it, you get those victory points, but you make them, it's true for all of them, they become 1 cheaper for everyone else to get because you invented the technology and they're going to rip you off. Okay, so let's do a fresh round.
What is the advantage of selling the phone?
You want that money. Money is victory points.
That's where you get your points.
Exactly.
Okay, so
exactly.
by dumping them out in the black market,
You're able to just get those victory points without working for them. So let's reset our victory points too, because we're gonna do this totally fresh, pretend we've got a new round here. So we're gonna arrange behind our pads, pretending this is the first round, and you guys have 1 upgrade each that you can use to alter what your pads do. And I'll be right back. That's the phase, yeah. So all you need to get one of those is to have the yellow icon showing here.
Your phone overlapping your upgrades?
Yes, can get kind of crazy. So you can do, like if I really wanted this technology, you can do exactly that. Yeah, and that's where the puzzling gets insane. That's where the permutations really start to come in, and you can feel like, man, there's a lot of options to do here. Every round from scratch, right? So you can always choose. You're not locked in for putting a token on there. It doesn't change the pad forever. And so you'll start to see also how they arrange these pads. Like this one, for example, 2 blue and 1 purple on one side, 2 purple, 1 blue on the other. And so that's a really quick decision of like, okay, do I want to be heavy on technology this round, or do I want to be spreading around all across the board here?
Now remind me, the -1 that I used on mine, something caused it to go back up.
You neutralized your up and down because you had 1 +1 and 1 -1. Exactly, sir. Yep.
And remind me, these are how many?
Of the progress tokens that you use working towards a new office. So yeah, we use these progress guys in 2 ways, either working towards new offices or working towards new tech.
We don't have to use it.
You don't have to use it, and if you don't, it just gives you 1 extra phone. This is a nice little bonus.
Remind me again what the overlap, the number that you overlap. So if I only overlap a quarter,
you're gonna get one extra phone.
Two.
Then you'll get
four.
2 extra phones, 4 extra phones, depending, right? So that's where you start getting into some real puzzly stuff.
So when you go turn order, it's whoever has the lowest price.
Lowest price, exactly, and then ties are broken for a price based on where you're at in victory points.
Okay, got it.
Okay, you guys ready?
Almost.
Take your time, sir. I know, you have a lot of
I
options.
had it when I showed everyone. I was like, let me try something else.
Those are some multiplication tables on the inside, just to kind of help when you're making a decision of like what's better, selling 8 phones for 6 or 9 phones for 4. Type, you know.
What's that? It's helpful for everyone. I don't know that anyone has 7 times 19.
Right, ready to go. And you'll notice that the score chart there goes up to 500 plus. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. You guys ready? Like 1, 2, 3, reveal. You're gonna see what everyone planned. So we're now in the planning phase here. Excuse me, just on planning. We're now price setting. So we're gonna go around. Red player went down 1 in price to 4. Blue went down 1 in price to 4. Green looks like you went down. Yellow went down 2 to 3, and I actually went up 1 to 6, like a nerd. Okay, awesome. So for the rest of this round, we're gonna go yellow first, and then we're gonna rearrange those to match that. Perfect. I love it. Okay, so now we're producing our phones. So for every of the crate you've got showing, including tokens you didn't use, like you green over there, you didn't use your upgrade, so you're gonna get an extra phone for that. So crates you've got showing give you 1 phone, and then spaces you have overlapped give you 1 phone. So you, sir, you're getting 4. You're getting 5, it looks like, over there. Awesome. 4.
Yeah, that is too many.
And I'm getting 3. And it's in later rounds, it's definitely not enough, right? Like as you get into more markets, you want to be able to sell tons of phones. So we've got our phones. Now we're gonna get some upgrades. So we're gonna start with yellow because she's first in turn order here. So we get to pick any one of these.
What determines turn order? I still don't
The
understand.
price,
Then this,
Yeah, but why?
that's based
the
on.
starting victory points. Yeah.
So whoever's furthest behind have. Oh,
Yeah, as a little catch up.
As the late entry here, it was really bad to be the highest because I'm losing out on the advantage of being first, right? Last turn, the fake turn, the green player was above the price of everyone else's, so I'm giving up this first order.
No,
Not
because
this time, but last time.
Last time, I didn't, right? 'Cause I was at 5 and everyone was below me. Everyone got to go before me.
and so price overrides victory points. Victory
Right,
points
and
is
that's
just
what I'm
catch
saying.
up for that
It's
little
really
round.
silly if you're first in the victory points to jump ahead of everyone on price because you're giving up that tie-breaking.
I don't know, man. My strategies actually usually go a little higher on the price and go heavy technology. But I've also seen people win going the other way, where they do the Walmart route, where they get lots of phones and they spread out super cheap. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of different ways you can do it. And the early turn order, those little point differences will quickly go away. We'll quickly sort of not worry about those. She just took one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, green next, then blue, then red. Very nice. Blue. A man after my own heart. And red. And I'll take this little loser one at the end here. Okay, so we got our upgrades. Now let's do our science. So starting with yellow, you got 3 tech to spend. 1, 3, 3, 3.
So I can go here and just take them.
Right, and so that immediately becomes an office for you. And so now, for the rest of the game, you can sell to people who've got Wi-Fi as one of their requirements. And every round after we do movement, you can duplicate an office somewhere because of that power-up. Additionally, though, you've made that a little bit cheaper, so other people can kind of sneak in there. That's just kind of a trade-off for you getting these extra victory points. So, green, take it away. Highly hateable.
Do we take these back?
Yeah, you take those back. And so if you know you've got enough, sometimes it's easier to just put the office out. But blue.
You can still get it. You
Yeah.
just don't get the doodle. Still build your office.
Very nice. And yeah, so you got there. Yeah, he didn't seem sold on that friendship. Yeah. Okay, nice. And then red. Ooh, working towards it like a champ. And I'm gonna go ahead and get Wi-Fi as well. So I guess I'll just put an opposite out there for you. If you could throw that on Wi-Fi for me, sir. And then I'm gonna work towards better battery life. Let's try. Okay, awesome. So we got our tech upgrades. Now we're gonna spread out. So same deal for every truck you've got. You're gonna use those progress tokens to work towards new areas. So yellow, you're gonna start us off.
And I can only go one line.
You could say I want to work one towards China and one towards the Emirates if you want. You can do it however. You can spread
Do
out.
I have to have an office here to go? For
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I will, let's start with you.
And red. Oh no, blue. I'm sorry, and then red.
So you place one at a time.
No, you place all of them. So if you made multi, she just happens to have one.
Putting all of these.
Nice. You have 4. Amazing. Okay, and I'm gonna work towards. Looks like I could take a ride over to the Caribbean. So I'm coming there, buddy. I guess here's an office for you. Yeah. Okay, so we spread out. Now we get to sell our phones. So starting with yellow. They just don't care about what.
Okay. So just 2 of mine
Get wasted for this round, right?
that was a very good plan.
And green.
Yeah. Sweet.
It's cool. We're just learning.
Yeah, we are.
Blue.
I tried to avoid that. That's the problem. Is that I was like planning. Yeah,
Don't worry. You'll always round round
Wait a
two.
minute, I got 2.
Go to logistics.
Mhm.
Do steps not use, do steps carry?
Should have done something like
Between rounds? Absolutely. You're working towards it over multiple turns. Yeah. Yeah. Big old red. Red. You don't waste anything for it.
It was a waste of 4
And I'll sell that one
decisions.
over there. Okay, so now we get some bonuses. So starting with yellow, you sold 3 phones for 3. That's 9 plus 2 is 11 points for yellow. Yes, sir. Of course. Very takesy-backsies friendly this table. No, that was a good call. Green, you sold 1 for 4 plus 2 is 6 points for you, sir. Blue, you sold 3 at 4. That's 12 plus 2 is 14 for blue. Thank you for being a scorekeeper, man. And red, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4 at 4. That's 16. Plus, you're up to 19, 21 points for red, like a beast. Putting us all to shame. And I sold 3 at 6. That's 18, 19, 21 as well for me here. So now, cleaning up, we're taking our phones back. Progress tokens stay out. We're still working towards those things. We're going to get some new tokens to upgrade into next time. Oh, no new science. And we reset price back down to 5. And it's time to run it back. Now we're on round 2.
Do we have to evaluate turn order right now?
No, turn order is going to change based on how we set our prices for this round.
Let's be a little smarter, guys.
Remaining bones are just put back.
Correct.
Remaining bones
That's going to let you get one of these. And if you don't have it showing, you just get a passive 1 extra phone. So you're always going to get a little bit better every round, no matter what you do here in that regard. Sorry, sir. I'm sure you're perfectly nice. Yes, sir. Yep. Like 1, 2, 3, reveal. And go around setting our price. So I stayed neutral. Red went down 1. Looks like you stayed neutral, sir. You went down 2, so you're at 3. And Walmart. And green, you stayed neutral as well. So for the rest of that row there, it is going to go green, blue, black, just like that, it looks like. Perfect. So we set our price. Now we're going to get our phones. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just way too many.
Get the points from also.
At the end of the game, you'll score those points. Yeah.
3 times.
Cool. Now we're going to get our upgrades, starting with yellow. You get to pick one of these. Nice. It's a good one. Yes, sir. Same for you. Same for you. Same for you. And so all of these at the end of the round are going to get wiped, and we're going to get a totally new set of these. Now we're doing tech. You've got 5 like a monster, 3 for you, 4 for you, 3 for you. Yes, ma'am. Nice. Oh, you know. And then red. Working towards it like a monster. And green, sir. Bloop. So you get that. And what you've done now is you've made it cheaper, and so you immediately get it. It immediately becomes an office for you. He said with earnest love in his heart. And blue.
Guess if I can't have that first. That already went.
And so you got that office on the Wi-Fi there. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Big come up for you. So
This is my second office.
yeah, and actually we skipped that like total jerks last time. We'll do it this time. So the color number symbol is indicating what phase that power gets used in. So I'm gonna make an office here. Getting that tech.
So this cancels out my negative.
No, it makes them worth double. It makes them worth double in the production.
Okay.
So you get an extra phone for every one of those you've got showing.
Doesn't replace.
Doesn't replace, just an extra.
If you happen to make your phones cheaper, you can also make more.
Right.
This happens during what phase?
That actually happens during production, so it should happen right now. So it's true for you.
I was supposed to have an extra phone.
One extra phone, sir. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, definitely. And so I got an office here, which makes this one cheaper, and so I got this for just 2. We got there as well. Okay, so let's do our freighting, trucking around here. So we'll also check to see. So remember, in this phase, if you've got this power, after you do your movement, you get to place a second office somewhere where you already have an office. And if you've got this one, for every +1 money sign you get an extra move. And so we're starting in yellow. Yep.
Unpredictable turn.
It's pretty cool. And my favorite is when I see people like radically shift strategies in the middle of the game, where like they've been doing cheap to spread out, and then they switch to expensive to sell, and, it's the reverse, and it's pretty great.
Do I do this right now?
Yeah, correct. Right after you do your move, you get to duplicate somewhere. So red, and note that you can't use that power to make a third office here, but you could use it to make a second one here later. Green, very nice, and then Right, okay, you don't have that. And then blue, you also get to do the extra office somewhere. And I'm going to work towards hanging out with you here in India. We seem like we might be good buds. And I'll make a second office in my hometown. Okay, great. Now let's sell those phones. Starting with you, yellow.
So we both got this, just this round.
Yes, sir.
Yellow get to place.
She did, yeah.
Well, the first round she should have had.
We skipped it for everyone the first round. So yellow, if you want to add in your second office here, out of, yeah.
And then I can sell
Technically, she would have gotten an extra point per phone she sold.
Just the one extra point total for selling the most in this region. Just the one extra. So give her one more. Yeah. There we go. We caught up. Impressive. Okay, red. It's definitely a game that makes you feel smart when you did it right, which I thought you're like, yes, I figured it out. I solved the puzzle. Red, you monster. Okay, green. Okay, and blue, get after it, sir. Nice. He'll buy. And these guys will buy here. Okay, awesome. Let's get points for it. Starting with yellow, you sold 5 phones at 3. That's 15 plus an extra 5. That's 20 points for yellow. Very nice. Red, you sold 4, 5, 6, 7 at 4. That's 21 plus up to 23, 25. I'm sorry, correct. 28, 30, 33, 34 points for red. Very nice. Green, where did you get?
33 or 34?
34. Green, you've got 4 phones at 5, that's 20, plus 3, you got 25 total there, green. Blue, you sold 3 at 5, 15, plus an extra 4 is 19 for you, sir. And I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at 5 is 25, plus another 4, so 29 points for me. Yes, sir. Yes, you can. You can't overhang unless you have this upgrade, but you can overlap, and you can do really funky stuff. You can get crazy. That's where that really gets puzzling. Cool, so red's kicking our butts right now, guys. What's going on here? That checks out. And smarter than the rest of us, got it. The smartest phone in the house. Okay, so we got our phones back. Price is reset to 5 there. Ooh, that's 1 extra good every round. And we're back to planning. Okay, I'm sorry, these also totally refresh. A new exciting mix of these. Oh yeah, there's that science. Sweet, sweet.
So once you have all of that,
You don't need science anymore if you have them all. Granted, it takes quite a bit to get all of them, but That gives you an extra price. It moves your price up one. We won't give you an extra phone. Though if you've got this upgrade here, it will give you one extra movement as well as the price. I know, it's so frustrating because you know you can do everything you want, right? Like you know there's a way to do it, and there probably is.
That's what made it frustrating that
I know.
I had it
I love
the way
it.
I wanted.
It's kind of a nightmare in the best way.
Yeah, I put it together and I'm like, okay, I think I'm good. And then as we go through it, I realize.
Like, no.
Oh, I need one less of that.
You got it?
Okay.
Nice.
That's what we're doing.
Everybody ready? Reveal. Okay, sweet. Let's set that price. Starting with you, sir. Red went up one in price. Blue stayed neutral. Green, you went down one. You went down one. And I stayed neutral as well. Perfect. And yeah, blue goes before me. And green goes before yellow. Excellent. So, let's get phones. You're getting, it looks like. Yes, sir. Yeah. Very nice.
3, 4.
Actually, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looked like there were 3. Yep. There you go. And don't forget that you, blue and green, you get double phones for your -1 spot there. That counts as an extra for you.
I get it. It does. I get the -1.
And that's because of your that GPS upgrade over there.
Can you give it? Did you say can you give it?
Okay, so that means I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, man. You got a lot to work with. Oh, jeez. Okay, getting upgrades. Looks like starting with green. Get to pick one of these, sir.
Oh, those are.
Yeah.
Let's do. I don't like this guy. I'm gonna go.
Awesome. What a jerk.
Really?
Oh, definitely the best one on there, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I am a jerk. Love it. Blue. Yeah. Yep. And just basically one extra phone. Perfect. Yes. Great. And now we do science. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 2. You got 2. You got 3 over there, and you got 2. For science, for the purple gears.
I'm gonna put 2 in there. I go first. Yeah?
Yes.
2 in this.
You got it. You got it.
So this makes it cheaper?
One cheaper for
So
all
I
of
can
them.
get this for 2.
Bang, correct. Because this upgrade makes all the white circle numbers here cheaper.
So this would have should have just been 1 for me then?
You don't have this. Wait, do you have it? Oh, you do have it. Yep. So that one only costs 1 for you. Yep. So you got an extra one.
Well, actually, then I'm gonna go here and get that.
Yeah,
If I had realized that, I could have put 4 here, immediately earned this.
This round, or was that a previous one? Ah, man, I'm sorry. Yeah. And blue. Try to get there, and I'm putting all 4 here, which is 1 less because of that. So I'm taking this. You got there, sir. NFC.
Oh.
Near field communication, which I definitely have to look up. Cool, we did that, so now we're trucking. You got 3, I've got 1, you got 3, 4 over there, like a monster.
Need to get places.
I understand. I'm just gonna chill out in Australia. It's not my expensive phones.
Okay,
second building somewhere, yeah?
Correct. And obviously, now no one else can come into this region to sell phones. It'll only be the two of you for the rest of the game selling in that spot, which is where it gets real tricky.
And 3 here, so I have to be
You got it. You guys are fighting over China.
I can put second building somewhere.
Correct. Which I guess is just China for you right now, right? And in blue.
Both get a building.
Hey, buddy. Hey, man.
Stay away.
And then I get a second building.
Look. Yeah. So we locked in over there. And we're locked in over here, too. Mano y mano. And just so you guys know, like, this could be a totally different power in a different game. So it totally changes. And some of them really change the strategy and stuff.
And these are like completely interchangeable, not locked to this.
No, it is locked to that tech.
Okay.
And in the Kickstarter coming out next week, there'll be extra technology options added in to kind of give different variable setups and stuff like that. So it's really good. So, time to sell them phones. Starting with you, Yellow. Or starting with you, Green, excuse me.
It's usually
Finally, Walmart has been usurped. Somehow I have a hunch that blue is going to undercut me everywhere, and I'm screwed. What do you guys think? Seems to kind of be happening over here. But
I mean, I don't have 8 phones.
true, he does have 8 phones. It's like Boost Mobile, you know what I mean?
and 4.
Nice.
I mean, you have
You got some
most of
tech?
the
Yeah, it's true.
You have most of the tech, so.
It's true. And then this one just sort of is the safety. If people undercut you, you can always sell you 3 too. But the tricky part about this is it happens in this phase. It doesn't happen in the sell. I have to make that choice before you sell. So now I've made my choice. I've sold my 3. I only have 3 to try to screw you over with, basically. So it's not necessarily the best play. It's not necessarily the safe play. No, it's a safe play, but it's not necessarily the best play.
Yeah.
And blue.
You couldn't tighten because you can't go to 4 because it's too expensive.
Yeah. I only have my tech. Pricey phones.
Why don't you sing
Because I want to be in all my, like, I'm in 4 different
Right.
markets, and I'm okay with getting 1 less or 2 less to get 2 over here.
Totally makes sense.
For me, it's
making sure he didn't?
I agree with that. That's how I would think about it, sir.
he also only has so many phones.
Yeah, that's true. I only have 3 because I sold mine over here. So I guess I'll come hang out with you here. That's too expensive. I don't have that. And I do have these 2, I guess. So we'll tie here.
So what happens on
We're gonna share the split. Round it down. So we'll each get 4 and we'll each get 3. Yep, exactly. Okay, we sold them up, so let's get those points. Starting with you, Green. You sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job, sir. So 8 times 4 is 32, plus you sold the most here, so you're getting an extra 6. That puts you at 38. You're tied for the most here, so you guys are each going to get 1 point because it's rounded down. So you're at 39, sir. You sold the most here. That's an extra 4, so you're at 43. I think that's it. Really good job. Yellow, you sold 1, 2, 3. But you did sell the most here, so you sold 3 of 3, that's 12, plus 3 is 15 for you. Blue, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At 5 is 25. You also sold the most here, that puts you at 27. We tied, so we're each getting a 3 here, so that puts you at 30. Sorry, I screwed that up. 32. And then we're splitting this, which is 4, so 36 for you, sir. Very nice. And then I sold 3, 6 at 5 is 30. Plus we got the 4 here, 34, and 3 here, so 37. And red. 5 at 6 is 30, and you sold the most, so 32, 35, 36. And then you guys split just the 1 here, so 37 for you as well. Very nice.
37, you said?
Yes. Excellent, excellent. And so now we're cleaning up. You take back your phones. We have reset these. Yep. Absolutely. And we got pads reset. All right, team. High stakes right now. Oops, sorry. Dope. Can't do everything.
So now we're at the distance. Now, similar to the thing you're taking numbers, those steps. Yes. So we're taking those steps.
Don't worry about what people have to do.
Get out of my southern area and go compete with Paul.
That's big. So each number. The small number is yeah, that's what we're doing. Yes, those are points based on
The worst feeling. Can't quite get there. What a dork. This is gonna backfire horribly. One other fun thing we didn't cover because we have 5 players is that when you're at lower player counts, there's some variable setup that turns certain areas instead of being places where you sell phones for goods. You're just trying to set up an office there for some quick bonuses, which give you some nice fun things like setting up extra offices elsewhere, getting extra phones, getting extra tech, and it adds some really fun variation to the setup and stuff.
most eager customers.
Is this a legal cover? Because it's one corner.
Absolutely. And that's where it starts getting real tricky when you start doing the across paths and then overlapping those. And
I just remember you said you couldn't hang off, but I thought that was only hanging off of the big blocks.
right, that's only hanging off like off the side, except for this fine gentleman can do that because he's got that special upgrade.
Oh.
So I don't know, man. Sitting at 99 points. I don't know if you're quite the gentleman anymore. The highest I've seen is a little over 300, but I'm confident that with a certain setup of these, you can get crazy. And some of these completely change the game. Like one of these upgrades make it so your phones don't go away in between rounds, and that just like blows up the stretch, right? Like makes it totally drastically.
How many different starting tile condition?
For the base that we have right now, we just have one for each that's got an A and B, and then that's kind of the first thing we're adding to the Kickstarter is some more options for that type of stuff. Second to last round. Penultimate phone manufacturing.
This game's pretty quick. It moves quite along. Just fast enough to feel like you don't have.
Kind of stressful.
There's no way I'm gonna.
As I was saying in the beginning, like after you first play, you're like, oh man, every round really does really matter. Yeah. Right, you really need to like. All right, my scheming schemers, you guys ready? Okay, we're setting price. Staying neutral. Going up just one, it looks like. Going down two. Going down two, and I'm going up. Red's going up one. Up one. Up to 6. Yep. Perfect. Very nice. Yeah, red. I'm sorry, red didn't move. We switched red and black. My mistake. Yep, and then black's up one. So black is at 6.
Oh, black?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry for the switch. Nope, it's all good.
Okay.
All right.
I was like, cool, I get to do stuff a little bit before someone else competing.
It's true. This actually did not work out great for me. Okay, let's produce some phones. I got 8 for this round for some ungodly reason. Man, I feel like we're gonna use all of them like a jerk. 4 for you, 5 for you. And don't forget your minus ones are with double for you too.
2, 4, 5. 6.
That looks correct, sir. All right, getting upgrades. And they did a little minor change in the newest version, which is for the very final round. These kind of change a little bit because they're not worth anything to you in the final round. And we don't have it on the board, so we won't worry about it. But just so you know, in the final round, definitely don't worry about leaving that open because these mean nothing in the final round. And they've fixed that in the most recent changes to this game. But, so yellow's getting one, green is getting an upgrade. You, sir.
Take it, Paul. How do you feel about it?
99 Paul feels pretty good about it. You, sir. You got a little box, and I'm also getting a little chump change. Okay, doing the tech. Starting with yellow, it's got 4 to spend. Heyo.
Well, no, I have 4, but I have this.
The cheaper one. Blue. Man, you guys all have cool 4G. The phones of the future. All right, all right. Yes, sir.
For this one.
5G expansion.
And then,
And we go ahead and we throw this on GPS for me, sir. And I'm gonna work towards one. Not that I can go there. All right, we did that. We're trucking.
real quick question.
Yes, sir.
Does the order of these change?
Every round you reset to 5.
You set 5, but does the order of using one slot change?
So you'll be able to rechange your price every round, right? When you set in the planning, you'll be able to switch those. And then within each price, if there's a tie, you go by current turn order to see who goes
So like
first.
these two got ordered based on that. These two got ordered based on that.
She's trucking. Trucking around the globe. And don't forget, you use the steps, and don't forget, this is the blue phase, so we have some additional powers that happen in the blue phase. Yeah, you're trucking, huh, sir? You got surprise trucks.
I don't think I used this before, but I don't know if I've raised.
I don't think you raised your price. No, I think you're okay.
And then do I now place it?
Now is when you get to place a second, and that's the only spot you can go. Right, so with this particular setup where we've got that power, this is the version of the game where we really lock people out of areas. In another setup, we'd have a different power for that, and that'd be so green.
Well, that was.
Ooh, I hate to see it from Walmart herself over here.
We just need to make sure we get some competition into Broken over here because he's just walking away with it.
This is running train in Europe. This is not great.
There's no competition in South America.
Yeah, but he's come down literally the worry that
Tell me more.
He's come down and
How many of these can you use?
You can only use 2 in the planning phase. Any ones you don't use just count as the 1 extra phone production.
Yep, you're right. You can only use the maximum number.
China goes. Oh, China goes to India. I'm sorry. Well then.
So now you're not mad at me.
2 of these upgrades.
But I just don't want you to look like you're mad at me on the screen.
I think I'm gonna go to Europe and get some competition.
Just hang on, just change that. Yeah, and you can only hang 1 up with that power.
That's all my shit.
Red. Oh wait, green. Don't you have the? Yeah, you can place an extra office somewhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Though all that does really is yeah. So you can go here or here, and either way, it'll raise the stakes for selling the most in that zone. 99 red over here is like perfect. The stakes.
get out of here. Yeah. Oh, I mean.
Blue. And then you can duplicate somewhere.
Oh, you're going way further. How many cards you got? There are like 5 points. And lots of places to put them.
Okay. Yeah, pretty nice. I'm gonna set up an office in USA and then multiply it. Okay, let's sell phones. Oh wait, sorry. In the last bit here, I'm gonna sell 2 of my phones. Just this little safety net. And so anyone else, I'm sorry, on your turn, when this is another blue power you can use, and you can sell those phones up to 3 if you want to. So green, this is to you. And note that selling here, while it's safe, doesn't allow you to sell to these markets, so you won't be pushing people out of areas and you won't be getting those bonuses. But it is safe.
I've got a question.
Okay, now we're selling phones.
Selling phones. Yellow.
And I would go first. Green. How much on 30?
And India as well.
Is it best to spread things out, or should I make
Try to make sure you get.
Spread out. If you're guaranteed a second, you're gonna get like 2 points no matter what happens.
Right, exactly. You're the only people who can sell here and here, and you're the only person who can sell there.
Just take that into account. Like if you really want to push me out because this is 6 points, you might want to try and go here.
And these are wasted because you got me.
Get 1 here, so you can at least get the second.
Okay.
You just right. But don't
I think they just kind of sit there as a mark of my shame.
So then I'm guaranteed to get the second one there. Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Very nice. And now green.
this actually red.
In important to note, it's actually a rule that hasn't come up yet. If you can sell to the first person, you must sell to the first
So you
person.
can't be all.
Same with second, right? You can't just be like,
But it's
you're just like, my phones cost $3, so I'm gonna sell them to all the expensive guys, right? You have to sell to the people who will buy them first. They're like, think of them as like they're in line at the store, basically.
okay. So I'm at least starting it right. So I can guarantee myself second.
He's over here laughing, and you got a totally different plan. Europe was a ruse.
It's a guarantee, right? Like that's really my biggest concern, just making sure we're getting some low. Tie. Need to probably split.
You split the middle, rounded down. Rounded down.
You did this turn. What is prevention? Something.
Red.
Yeah.
You guys don't have any competition areas.
We have
so-
no competition.
Then the only thing that affects is I can't sell for as much, but I would have because I wasn't supposed to have an upgrade on the board anyway. The only thing that affects.
Okay, sure. It's very fair of you, sir. Yeah, so a rule that we glanced over was you can only use 2 of these upgrades at a time.
Oh, you can?
Only 2, right?
Which one?
Yeah, everyone else has been okay. It's all you're getting for it is one extra move. Nope, these will always passively get you the extra bit. Perfect, perfect. Scheming away over here, green.
Same markets anywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Did you hear that one, Mr.
What's that?
You can only use 2 of these at a time.
Two of these.
Yeah, you're good for
I haven't used more than 2, I'm sure.
future.
Did someone?
I accidentally cheated, but I
He just corrected it. Actually, he wound us back a little bit.
put out 2 anyway, so I could try to cheat. Because I have to worry about it.
I do love the way that the full, like, when everyone sold their phones towards the end of the game and the whole table is filled up with stuff. I'm not even really a Euro kind of gamer. I feel like this game has, like, totally converted me, and now I love them.
Have you played at a lower player count?
Yes, it gets totally different, and I feel like which ones of these you have in the game really change the experience a lot at the lower player counts, especially. At 5, kind of no matter what you have, it's a lot about boxing people out of areas, right?
Because you can close up with 2 players.
Yes, the variable set. So you see those black tokens over there? There's a totally variable setups based on the player count and which colors are in the game, and they'll put some of those out. There's a bunch of different ones, and basically, they actually go over here. So let's just look at it, what it would be like. So in this case, there are no customers to sell here. There's just rewards for getting an officer. The first person to get an officer gets 13 points at the end of the game. The next person gets 10. You also get a one-time bonus. In this case, an extra phone right away. But there's some where you get to alter your price. There's a bunch of really fun stuff, and they get totally funky and cool.
Oh, okay, I see. Because the little number 2 means you go to the full.
Yeah, you have 1 with 4, you have 2 with 3, and three with 2 players. And at 2 players, you can use. There's an AI guy you can put in, which is Steve, and he's a real jerk. He's a real jerk.
Do you have to do it, or can you?
No, you can do it at 2, but he's also usable for a 1-player game if you want to play by yourself. You could just do a 2-player version, yeah. But he adds a lot to the 2-player experience. It's actually really fun. Things are working out pretty good for you right now, man. All right, my measly phones. Let's go to the U.S., I guess. They cost 6.
Build another building
That was during
That was during the move, and I think you did it here in Europe. Yeah.
kidding.
Just joshing. Yoink. All right, let's get those points. So starting with you, yellow, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15. You also get 3, 18. 6 puts you at 24. You guys tied here, so you're getting 3, so 27. You tied over there, so no 3, so that's 30 for you, yellow.
Straight up 30.
Straight up 30. Green, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does that look right? 7 phones at green at 3 each. That's 21 points plus. You guys tied here, so you're getting 1. So that's 22. Tied here for 3. That's 25. Came in second here for 2. That's 27. And you get the second place here, which is 3. So that's 30 for you as well, sir. Cool. And blue, 1, 2, 3, 8 for blue at 5. That's 40 plus 42, 44. We're splitting here. We're splitting 4, 48. You're getting the top one here. That's 54. And then you're getting top one here. So that's 58 points for you, it looks like, sir. Pretty powerful round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drop one of your tokens on the 100, just so we remember, and yeah, you cycle back around. Yeah, drop something on the 100. Red, you sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phones for red. At 5, that's 45 plus bonuses. Red, you got another 5, that's 50, 52. You guys tied here, so 53. Did I miss one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You totally did, man. That's 50 for you. So let's run this back. So 52. You sold the most here. So 57. You tied here. So you're getting 60. And you tied here. So you're at 61 for red. Powerful stuff. And I sold 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at 6. So 48, right? Am I doing that right? 48 plus another 3 puts me at 51. 4, 55. And we tie here for 4. So 59 for me. In here. Throw me on a hundo. Okay, I think that's everything. Final round.
It was a learning game.
A learning game.
Next time I just won't play the ball.
Paul and his corporate greed. We don't have to worry about these for the final round, though they do have a little solution for that. And we reset our price.
Yep. What's going on? Oh. You mean clean up after myself? You do that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so no factory.
Can I have everything? That's the ultimate question.
Well, we can only use 2 of these.
We'll need 2 of them. wouldn't say that, sir. You're doing quite well. I know, final round really matters.
This is the final round?
Yes, sir. I know, right? You're just like, it does make you want to play again because you feel like you can get that puzzle better.
I have too many trucks.
I should have made better decisions.
Pass and didn't think through.
No, past me is a real jerk too, man.
Okay, we have all of the phones.
It done did it.
There's no benefit in this.
The final round, though, they have added a new mechanic. I don't have it exactly, so I don't want us to play with it. It's some new benefit for having that in the final round. It's the extra phones, I think.
Well, in that case, all of my investing, based on what I finally worked out, I could have just moved it and covered up that. Like, there's no.
Damn it. There is a thing.
Space. I don't want to waste space. Can it go upside down when you cover stuff?
Absolutely.
Really?
Any permutation, any orientation. And then you can do them all crazy kinds. The only rule is that it has to be a square, like a right angle. You just can't do them on crazy diagonals is all. Dig deep into the...
Exactly the same. And just
You got there. Yeah. That's the problem, right? Is that there's always a way to solve it, and it's just the worst and the best.
yeah. Wait. That's why it's exactly. Let's take this piece on.
Rico's still doing a lot of research during games.
What was that?
I'm stealing all the research.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, he's got a good chunk of points at the end there. 14, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Alright. Now I know for game number two.
Yeah.
Everyone ready? Yeah. The three reveals. Set in price. So red went up 1 in price. Red's at 6. A blue, you're neutral. Green, you went down 1. You're neutral, and I went up 1 as well.
Switch your hand to have a lesson.
Wow. You were?
Yeah, but
I know. I didn't get it. Yeah.
with the extra plus.
Okay. Time to produce phones. What's everybody getting? It's a lot of phones, man. What? Over here with my measly 9.
That's what I meant by all of them.
Turns out, henceforth known as the right amount.
Didn't really. So either you got one of these, or you got one of these. So
I'm only using one of my upgrades. I didn't get very good upgrades. Go with it. Okay, everyone got their phones? Feeling good? So we're skipping this for this round, though. Take my word for it, there is a new mechanic that's a pet type. Everyone's getting science, starting with green. You've got 4 to spend. Yeah, buddy.
Is there a bonus for getting them all?
No, it just allows you to sell to all the customers. And then yellow.
From this point forward, hang up.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to make sure.
Blue.
Because I can only do this round.
And I'm turning this in here. We're all hanging out. Okay, trucking. I'm happy where I am in the European market. Hey, coming in hot. All right, and yellow.
I'm going. I have 3. I'm going here.
Get away from my
I
stuff.
can put another building down.
This is the phase we're in. Yep, you can still do that.
How many phones? 8. You got 8 and how many 8?
I have 8.
No, it's just I need to know if I need to go in there where both of you placed phones before me or not. You're in a lot of. That's a lot of points.
You could split something. You could make some under pressure to make mistakes.
Under pressure.
Oh wait.
Yeah, because we're the 2 that you need to pressure into making
Did you
mistakes.
say I'm joining?
Yes.
I think that is the only place I can do it actually. 36. So we got 4 of those.
Yeah, that's enough.
All right.
Everything is either full or I'm not connected to it. I think.
You could actually,
Oh, from Australia.
but you're already
You're
like
right
everywhere.
Northern.
You want to hang out, bud?
Let's just keep competing.
we can roll it.
Really, we're competing for second, so.
That's right. That's right.
Black's gonna win this time.
I don't know.
No, they're not there. Whatever. I did it.
Sweet, delicious points.
You wanna get those points.
And just so we don't lose it. Did you guys want to sell any to the black market before? Because it's in this phase that you have to do it before.
I'm gonna not.
You're
All
not.
about competition here.
All about competition. I love it. Speaking of, that's gonna come hang out here. I think is probably the only place I can get to. I believe you guys have locked this place down pretty well for my 3. That's where I'm hanging out. And I am just gonna go ahead and safety sell 2 just in case. Okay, time to sell. Starting with you, Green.
Okay. So,
See what space is within your own. Getting good at my rushes.
I'll rush in the back.
Competing too much with them. They're the ones who go before me, so.
Still put one of these in if I didn't.
Correct. So you can put a second office here
I think I can.
or here, either way.
I might just be giving more points to him.
So yeah, you might as well give yourself the 1 extra,
Yeah, that's
right?
what he
Checks
does.
out. What's it gonna be? Green.
Red berry.
It's a very famous Russian smartphone company.
Very famous.
no, you can take it, if you're gonna, as I understood it, if you're gonna do the pricing, you have to start at the bottom. You can do.
You can sell the tech people independently of the price. Correct.
Well, since I can't get anything but a second.
Nice.
You good?
Oh.
And yellow.
Yeah, go and
Everything's gonna be fine. You've got USA and Australia.
All the tech.
It's true.
Right here.
I sell my phone, it's just not necessarily my
Only going to one in here.
You get to put one out here. Make sure you're at least your 2 points.
Well, then if she puts
Okay, that's fine.
down,
Yeah.
You're guaranteed. See, but here you're guaranteed 4 points by using 2, whereas if you just use 1, you get 2 and 2, and we tie, so we actually get 3. So here, using one cube will give you 3, and 1 cube over here will give you 2.
Though it gives him a point too.
It does,
yes,
but I'm not your first.
slightly biased.
I'm trying to optimize it.
This the min-maxing. Yes.
You could have sold. You could have tied for this one, right?
Yeah, and that's what
Which would have given you a better.
What you did before.
Yeah, that
Yep.
would have been.
Might as well go there.
That is.
Smart.
Now what happens?
That
if
actually
three of us
stops. That
tie?
actually stops me. So
You all
But I could also go.
on the tie. You all share.
Actually, lost myself some points.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there.
I don't think it's so.
Yeah.
forgot
You,
about
you, you did some good locking out there, man. I should have sold another one to the black market. My greed got the best of me.
You should have looked at the technology stuff, so the locking out of that.
Takesies, backsies are encouraged.
But you can't. You have to go the lowest you can if you go the lowest. But you could put it all on technology, couldn't you?
It's definitely what you should do, man.
He's got all the tech too, so it wouldn't matter.
Pretty much I allowed him to tie me, which is bad.
Yeah, if he leaves it like that, then he's going to take all these through.
Right, so you should.
But if he
Yeah.
places his
Then I can only
moves
put-
like
yeah,
here
do it.
and here,
Then I can only put one
then
down.
you can only put 2 down.
So you win.
it.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
No, you're doing all the right stuff, man. And unfortunately, I think that's all I can do with my overpriced phones. Oh, yeah, nice. I'm over there. Very good. Yeah, I'm pretty locked in. That one phone
It's not entirely my fault.
that
They
could have
sold
gone
it.
to the black market. My greed. Cool, and red.
It didn't help that I have 11 phones to build to flood to.
Yeah, all the phones, I believe, technically.
Yeah.
Nice work. All right, let's count them up. Last round here. So, starting with green, how did you sell, man?
8.
8 at 4 is 32. Plus, you're getting 3, so 35. 2, 37. You guys are splitting 3, you're at 40. You guys are splitting, that's at 4, so 44. And then most here is 6, so you're at a solid 50, it looks like. Quality work.
It would be easy just to score basic ones and then the majority.
Potentially. Yellow.
Just waiting for a number.
I sold 8.
8 at 5 is 40. Yeah, we can do it that way. So hit her with 40. So yeah, throw an extra office up there because you're laughing it.
I get to get on the window.
Something like that. And then blue, how many did you sell, man?
11, so 55.
Nice. And we'll come back to the other score bonuses. And then I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at 6 is 36. And red,
11 on 66.
66. Very nice, man.
He made
I only made 9,
But
but
you
I
didn't
couldn't
sell.
sell them all.
Oh, you said, so how many did you sell? You did 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You might have just not
I
picked
think,
up 9 films.
yeah, I don't think I had it, but I had nowhere else to sell, so. Okay, let's do those bonuses. We already did green. We already gave you some bonuses. Let's do yellow here. Yellow, you sold the most here. That's 6 for yellow, plus another 3. That's 9.
That's 8. Oh, sorry, 6.
6. No, you're good. 9 plus you're tied out here for 4, so 13. And here for 6, so 19 more points for yellow. And then blue, you got the most here. That's 5 plus another 4 is 9 plus another 3 is 12. 13 and 19. It's back. Yeah.
12,
14. So 20, 26. Nope, sorry. You got the second here. So 23. 23 bonus points for blue. Excellent. So we moved them up to 200. Very cool. I got second place here. That's 2, 4, 7. That's looking like just an extra 7 for me. Like and then red. So the most here. 3, 5. You're at 8. You're at 12. You're getting an extra. Right. You're last. 12. Cool. So it looks like red won handily, then blue. Oh yeah, let's do these bonuses real quick. So I get an extra 10 on black. Bang. You're getting an extra 14 on green there. An extra 8 for blue. An extra 12 for red. And an extra 6 for yellow. Nice. So yeah, well done, sir. Quality moves.
In reality, I won because everyone knows when playing with Paul.
Second place is what we're getting ready for. So here's a handshake for you, sir. Yeah, very nice, guys. You guys totally kicked butt. So yeah, coming to Kickstarter next week.
Thanks for teaching.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for kicking our butts, man.
I'll try.
Yeah, as you see, as you go through, like, you start to really pick up on how that puzzle really works. And those second games is really, you'll see your scores shoot up another 50 to 100 points and just kick your butt. And there's totally, like we said, there's different variable setups, and at lower player counts, you get the variable arrangement, so it gets kooky and wonderful.
What is your name?
I'm Walter.
What's your last name?
Barber? Yeah, this was an intense game.
Yeah.
This was an intense one.
Okay, cool. I didn't cheat because I don't have the issues on my phone.
Nice.
I don't think I ever.
Did you ever use the discount?
No.
You did cheat. You're right. Good job. I'm not cheating.
What was this? This one is the only place I could have cheated, and it was left open anyway.
Heck yeah, guys. Thank you for playing.
Thanks for teaching.
Oh, we're using tracker apps?
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
So that I can